Okay, so what I want to do today is sift my vermicompost. I can see that the pile which is supposed to be done still have few bits and pieces of the newspaper here and there, but there is not many worms left. As a matter of fact, most of these guys are already in the new pile, so the migration did work, which is great. Now what I'm gonna use to sift all this compost is my sifter that I've built some time ago, so it's gonna be a really good occasion to test and see if it works. Anyway, I think worm castings will be really good for tomatoes, you know, because they are really hungry plants, so let's hope that it's gonna be a really good stuff for them. Right, so the whole thing is empty, and here is what I've got. So I end up with the whole wheelbarrow of worm castings. There is another pile, the same size of pile, unfortunately, left, and I will have to put it back to the vermicomposter because there is too many newspaper bits. And the mistake I was doing is to mix fresh, newspaper with already made product, already made worm castings, to make sure that it doesn't get too wet. You know, so in the future what I will do is just make sure that I don't do it. I'm just going to put newspapers on top, because at the end, if I would do it properly, I would have both of these piles ready for use. Although it's still, this I'm sure is going to be over 60 kilograms anyway. Right, anyway, so another thing what I will do is just dry out worm castings before I start sifting them, because they were getting into those big clumps of soil which were hard to sift through. Okay, so I've put in the bag and we end up with 50 liters of homemade worm castings. So I think it's not bad. Imagine if I wouldn't mess up and we will have this good to go, I would probably have like 90 liters and all this stuff from this bathtub. So what I will do now is leave it open in polytunnel. Maybe this will allow some worms to run away, I don't know. And it's still quite wet, but I think it should be fine. And I will start using it tomorrow when I will plant tomatoes. Probably by now you know that I'm not really into flowers, but I would like to have some colors on my plot, and I have a really good occasion because I just received some plants as a gift, so no more excuses, I need to put them somewhere. So anyway, let me show you what I've got. Okay, so what I have is Dahlias, and I think that's how you spell it, and these flew all the way from Amsterdam. That's where they were bought. I have few plants in here. And by the way, this is how they look. I struggle a bit to find a good spot for them, but I think this might be a good place. I have a rose here ready, and what I want to do, I'm just gonna put this box over there, because as you can see, I removed all this rubbish from here. We finally had some skip on the plot, on the allotment, so that should be fine. Anyway, let's remove it. Let's duck some nice horse manure that I still have left here, and that should be fine. Okay, so I made a small patch in here, and you know, whenever you try to put something in the ground on your plot, there's one thing worth to mention, is that you will always have to weed this area. So you know, I pick a very small place in here. As you can see, I make a small trench around it just to see exactly where I should weed and where I just have to cut the grass or whatever. And you know, I have to squeeze all these 5 plants in here. Hopefully they're gonna be fine. I don't know too much about these flowers. You know, all I know is that you have to I think cut them up to and to have only 5 flowers per 5 stems per plant, and probably just pinch the tops. That's all I had. So if you guys have any you know, tips, just let me know. Okay, anyway, I put some horse manure that I had left, added just a bit of poultry manure because I think these guys don't need too much nitrogen, and I think they should be fine. So anyway, I'm just gonna dug them into the soil, leave it there, and hopefully they're gonna be just fine along with the rows that we have here. Right, so that's it for today. Another good harvest, and this is all from polytunnel. But you know, I have to start removing this stuff because tomatoes are just screaming to get outside, get into the ground. So I have to take them from the windowsill and put them into poly as soon as possible. Anyway, that's gonna be it, guys, and I see you next time. Take care. Bye.